各位长官，各位台湾的朋友们 ，Ladies and Gentlemen， 大家好，我是林政良，我现在在东非的乌干达，今天很荣幸为大家介绍乌干达的产业概况以及台湾产业在非洲，尤其是乌干达的机会情况。我先把乌干达做一个简单的介绍。乌干达是一个内陆国家，面积大约有台湾的7倍大，在赤道上面是一个高原国家，海拔大概在介于900到1500中间。国土面积有18%是沼泽地跟湖泊。所以，乌干达是一个非常适合农业的国家。全年的气温平均在最冷的一个月是7月份是22度，最高的一个月是在1月、2月是26度。所以，全年的气温是非常舒适的，而且湿度也很。那乌干达本身是一个民主制的国家。他们最早之前，大家印象最深的是我们有一个吃人的总统，以前叫阿敏，像我就是吃剩下的。不过最近都没有吃人的情况发生了，是一个非常非常安全的国家。很不幸，在前几天有2起爆炸事件，这个是索马利亚恐怖分子来这边做了袭击，可是一般来讲，在安全指数上面，乌干达是东非最稳定的国家之一，所以在投资生意上面是一个很好的投资地点。然后在乌干达上面，我们的总统制是5年制，最近去年才选举过对不起，今年年初才选举过总统。现在总统还有5年的任期，他的身体很好，虽然他已经在位30多年，而且他还想继续连任。可是再怎么选，也都是他当选。在乌干达有4500万人口，有70%以上是20岁，所以年轻人口相当多。然后我就把乌干达在台湾有几点产业可以发展的，向大家做个简单的报告。一共有7项，我认为是比较有机会的。汽车产业，尤其是零件、小型设备的加工、农业方面。第4个是agriculture.
The fourth one is construction and architecture. And ICT, healthcare, and also cultural and educational fields. In terms of automotive parts, I think every 5 years you will see some changes happening in Uganda. There are 1.3 million cars in Uganda, and half of the cars are second-hand cars imported from Japan. So actually, we see a huge demand for car parts in Uganda. And every year there are 200,000 new cars with plates with the license approved in Uganda. But however, the road condition here is not very good, and people here, they don't really follow the traffic rules. So that's something that you really have to pay attention to. So that's also why that they need to replace and change their auto parts on a regular basis. And a lot of parts are actually from Toyota. And they don't really have a major auto parts importer in Uganda. And most of the orders are in small numbers. We also see some Chinese companies are doing business there. So for Taiwanese companies, if you want to come to Uganda, you probably would like to do some more research before you come here. As for motorcycles, the Bajaj, the Indian brand, occupies more than 50% of the motorcycle markets. And the next one I want to talk about is small and medium-sized machinery.
Buy Uganda, build Uganda.
And the Ugandan government has launched a policy to stimulate Uganda products made locally in Uganda. And with that project implemented, you can actually see the products made here in Uganda 20 or even 30% lower in terms of costs compared with products made in other areas, especially for packaging, for food packaging, for also other machines. We also see a growing demand on that part. The third area that I want to talk about is agriculture. More than 80% of population are doing agriculture in Uganda. This is what a farmland look like. This is a tea farm in Uganda. We see a lot of tea farm and also coffee farms in Uganda, but also we see a lot of other plants being grown in Uganda. Uganda is the ninth biggest coffee maker, coffee making country, exporters in the world. Probably you know the coffee is from Kenya more, but actually Uganda is a bigger coffee producing country than Kenya. So in terms of coffee, Taiwan could actually explore a lot of opportunities working with Uganda in developing coffee products. And in Uganda, there's 18% of river water. So you see their fishing and also farming areas flourishing as well, because Taiwan is very good in fish farming. So there's a lot of room for technology transfer from Taiwan to Uganda. And the next one that I want to talk about is the floral market. Floral market, the market share has exceeded that of the fishing market in Uganda. So definitely a lot of opportunities for you to explore there. The fourth one is construction and also architecture. In the 90s, the baby boomers in the 90s have become adults. So there is a huge need right now for a lot of homes and houses. You see the rapid development of cities in Uganda. In the urban area, you see that the city is growing, is expanding. So definitely that means a growing need for building materials. So that's Taiwan. You definitely can do something with that. The fifth area that I want to talk about is the ICT industry. There is about 45 million people in Uganda, and they have 25 million mobile phone users. For hardware and software, we see a growing demand. And the other area that I want to talk about is healthcare. Taiwan is famous for its advancement in healthcare. However, in Uganda, it is an underdeveloped market here. Another one that I want to talk about is the education and also cultural industry. Every year, about 1.1 million children go to schools. And due to the pandemic, the schools have been closed for 80 months, more than 2 years. But next year, in January, the school will open again. A lot of students will be back to school, and that means there is a huge need for stationery, for paper, for a lot of accessories on that regard. Next, I want to talk about how Taiwanese companies can enter the African markets. How do you enter the African markets? I think you really have to develop your brand trustworthiness. Either it's machinery or other products. If you want to come to Uganda, you will see a lot of competitions, low-cost competition with China and other countries. So how do you differentiate your products with those from China, those with lower prices? That's the thing that you want to pay attention to. Secondly, you probably want to know people in Uganda more. They want something that's cheap, but they don't want to feel like they are using something that's not good. But there is such a huge variety of different products in the market right now. So my suggestion for you is to go very deep into understanding local people there and also local merchants there. They are running smaller size businesses. Probably the order every single time won't be that huge, but it will be split into many smaller orders. And if you want to go there, you also want to have a middle or a longer turn of plans. You want the people there to know that your products, even though a little bit more expensive, but the quality is much better than those from Vietnam or China. Then that takes time for you to build your brands there. And another advice for you that you probably will also want to have financing partner there. For machinery companies, it will be definitely much better for you to have partners or for you to develop partnership with banks there. The interest rate there is about 15%. It has gone to 29% in one time. So the interest rate is relatively high there. So it would be much more challenging for you to purchase products there with that kind of interest rate. So it's better for you to have local partners. I want to say that Uganda has a great potential. It's in the center of the east part of Africa, Congo, and Rwanda. Those are the neighboring countries, and they are exporting their countries via Uganda. So it's about the market of up to 80 million people. So if you have time, I definitely recommend that Uganda is a great investment destination for you. And when you come here, you don't have to quarantine. So definitely you should give it a try. So thank you once again to Dr. Jeff.
接下来我们即将播放肯亚新创的专题演讲，有请肯亚全国商工总会主任 Mr. Pravin Eazhawa, Kenya National Chamber of Commerce Industry Director and Chair, Vocational Training and Skills Development.
Honorable guest, distinguished experts, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever part of the world you are, ladies and gentlemen. Today's online business forum could not have been organized at a more opportune moment in time. I am glad and honored to be part of this valuable forum and to be given time to address on a topic called as startups. This is a topic that excites me so much, one that I cherish and uphold closely to my heart, knowing the important role that startups play in job creation, improving the condition of nation's economy and the situation of society, and above all, to increase the innovation of regions. Allow me to note that startups are very important to our current business environment as the dynamic is it right now. One of the primary benefits of startup is that they can be more innovative than existing companies or businesses. On 29th of October last month, I was privileged to take part in an online event on Taiwan-Kenya Innovative Industry Online Forum, where I gave a keynote on Kenya economy landscape and e-commerce development policy. During that time, I highlighted on the situation of Kenyan startup in brief. I can happily say that today we would be handling the issue of startup intensively. I hope that today's presentation and discussion will lead to adoption of better practices that will contribute to growth and sustainability of startup scaling up our economies. Dear friends, allow me to start this presentation by giving you an update about the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, where I serve as the National Director and Chair of Technical and Vocational Skills, and I also take care of the incubating hubs in the country. I will also give you a highlight on the Chamber's role in supporting startups, challenges, and recommendation from our side. Here's my presentation. Next slide, please. Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry is an umbrella body of all the businesses in Republic of Kenya. It was through a presidential advice in the year 1965 and to the amalgamation of all the chambers, which was the European, Asian, and African, which was in operation during 1965, coming together to become one chamber called as the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Our vision, as you see, a vibrant and a prosperous business community is what we envisage. We facilitate and promote sustainable business environment for economic growth and prosperity. We aim at advocating for creation of favorable commercial trade and investment environment that supports business growth and expansion. Next slide, please. Now, I would also want to highlight the type of relationship that we have with Taiwan. In the year 2017, we signed a Memorandum of Understanding with Taiwan External Trade Development Council after having a business delegation to promote trade and investment. Our partnership was anchored to promote links and create opportunities for investors both sides. We in Kenya are an open economy, and we welcome Taiwanese business people to come and seize the opportunity that we have in Kenya. But today, I won't say it is only Kenya. With African continental free trade being implemented, it's Africa in general. That's 54 countries for grab. Now, by enhancing startups in Kenya and Taiwan, we would be investing in common economical growth. Next slide, please. Now, I would also want to give a highlight about startups and how the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry has been playing an important role in this country. You would see we, as a chamber, we have 8 pillars, but I'm not going to go on all the pillars, but I'm going to talk about important aspects that's going to touch the startups in this country. We offer a wide range of services for startups, and in fact, it's basically the entire life cycle stages from early to growth stages. We assist in regulatory and in advocacy, business acceleration, growth SMEs, expand and grow your business, meaning we link up with venture capitalists, we link up with markets. Through ICC, the International Chamber of Commerce, we have links to 170 countries where we open the door. We are committed to support enterprise from early to growth stages. Our focus is to contribute to the national pursuit of building new capabilities, and it will focus on advancing multiple growth areas of enterprise growth to promote economic transformation. At the Chamber, we look forward to working in partnership with startups and offering practical solutions from a smart takeoff to a soft landing to ensure that business entering or expanding into new markets are introduced to business practices, culture, and opportunities more effectively. Next slide, please. Now, it is very interesting to know how we have been in forefront in supporting startups. I'm just highlighted few of them, which were very current. Last month, that's in October, we presented 22 Kenyan startups to pitch their business to our financing partner, who are called as Seed Star Africa. It's a French-based company who supports upcoming businesses. We also have a very special tie-up with Dubai Ministry of Economy, where we are planning to have Kenyan startup participate in startup competition during the annual investment meeting scheduled from 29th to 31st March 2022. In fact, I'm very happy to know that there were 15,000, we were able to mobilize close to 15,000 business entities to participate in this meeting that is scheduled to be next year. I'm not saying the entire 15,000 would be in a position to go as far as the startup is concerned, but there would be relatively positively around 20 to 30 who might make it to the main event. I also want to highlight about our partnership with the African IoT and artificial intelligence skill set, which is conducted by the Egyptian, with an Egyptian company who just concluded and selected 3 startups specifically in the field of Internet of Things and artificial intelligence. The below photo is actually our chamber first vice president, Mr. Eric Ruto, addressing the startups during the pitching to Seed Star. Those are the efforts that we have been putting in as far as supporting startups are concerned, and there would be more as I'm going to talk about as we move on to the presentation. Next slide, please. Now, I would also give you a brief about African market as well. Predominantly, when I talk about Kenya, it is just not about Kenya anymore. With the implementation of African continental free trade from 1st of January 2021, it is important to say how we are going to benefit and how we are going to penetrate into the entire African continent of 54 countries. It is right to say that technology startups and venture capital ecosystem transforms idea and fledgling companies into disruptive businesses and growing globally and more so in Africa. Africa, according to most of them, is actually a gold mine. And I would now put in facts and figures according to the Boston Consulting Group. African startups are on expansion and maturation phase and enjoy a very fertile environment for tech entrepreneurs. And the reasons are as follows. A continent which is youthful. We are talking about a population of around 1.38 as of right now, touching 2 billion. Average age of a Kenyan as of date is 19 years old as median age. So you can see the entire Africa, this is a gold mine where youths are ready to work, to be and smart entrepreneurs and make livelihood. Internet penetration is key. As the undersea cable have been penetrating into most countries, Kenya, I remember when I came back in 2007, we were on satellite. Cut to 2007, we had 2 undersea cable. Today, we have 5, and the same is across the entire African continent. Penetration is good, and the second important thing that I want to talk about is the affordability as far as internet is concerned. Emerging technology has been embraced in Africa. For example, top healthcare, financial service, education, and energy are key areas. In fact, accomplishment in crucial milestone for securing venture capital funding is in the above fields as well, which I'm going to highlight in my slides progressively. Next slide, please. Now, this is a very important slide I'm going to show you. If you see, this is a projection from 2015 to 2020, how the funding happened in Africa. This is in totality funding across all the 54 countries. You'll see somewhere around $40 million was the amount that we received in 2015, and it touched somewhere around $307 million in the year 2020, and it is going higher as we are progressing. Now, this is a very interesting slide. Now, this is a combined effort of entire Africa, where the funding comes in. The venture capitalist funds majority, as I mentioned in my last presentation on 26th of October, FinTech takes the giant share with around 31%. Then comes clean chain, which is around 22%, and then health, at around 9%. All the others, whether it is business intelligence, data analytics, agriculture, e-commerce, etc., is below 7%. Next slide, please. Now, also there is difficulty, and this is a very important slide. Again, I want to reiterate, because according to the Boston Institute, as much as Africa saw in 2019, almost 89% of seed and post-seed capital came into Africa, as compared to 66 in US. But again, there has been a lot of fallout after the second round of venture capital and third. And the reason why this is happening, and which is very detrimental and something that has to be done, the return on investment, the ROI, which is very key for all this venture capital. Africa combined was only able to generate or give back 2.7% as compared to US, which allows them 12.1%, and Europe even better at 15.6%. I'm going to highlight the reasons why Africa per se gives a lower return on investment and on an average basis, and let's see how we can put our hands together and assist each other to become successful. Next slide, please. Now, these are the challenges that we all face in Africa. Again, we all know organically we have a low consumer purchasing power. We are not Europe, we are not US, we are not Asia. So that's one of the challenges. Again, complex and inconsistent regulation. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this is, as much as we have the African continental free trade, it has to be ratified by the individual parliament of their nations. Most of have complied. I think there are two sets of amalgamation that needs to happen, of which one has reached around 32 countries and the second one at 46. So we still have a catch-up to be done, and I'm hopeful by the end of 2022-23, we should have one similar rules and regulation that moves on in entire Africa like we have in EU. Again, some countries have inadequate data communication infrastructure. That becomes a challenge in Africa. Again, it's a small fragmented marketplace, though agriculture predominantly is a main economy. But again, it's small countries of 54 that makes Africa. Again, we have scarce capital and digital talent, because venture capitalists also look at countries which are forefront like Nigeria, Kenya, Egypt, South Africa. Also, the other thing that startups always face is a competition from the established national firms and also state monopolies who tries to kill them or tries to buy them out. Combined with structural risk, the competition risk deprive Africa of crucial success of innovative technologies, products, and business models. Next slide, please. Now I'm going to move on with my few recommendations that can assist startups in Africa. Next slide, please. Now, this is few recommendation of my head is through a good corporate partnership and government reform to generate strategic alliance and local startups. Now, this would assist in unleashing innovation that drives job creation, because the challenges that I've mentioned, it deprives innovation from happening because there is no funding. Now, all governments should focus on developing innovation hubs that draw foreign direct investment. In fact, I'm very happy to note that Kenya is now developing one innovation hub in each and every county that we have in all the 47 counties. And again, here, I want to highlight the role of the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, where we, in partnership with the International Chamber of Commerce, are planning to set up exclusive incubation hub in the heart of Nairobi, which would be very similar to the ICC sponsored one in Istanbul, the one in South Africa that we have, the one in Ghana and Kenya are being done together. Startups also assist entrepreneurs as well as economic opportunities, expansive access to finance, education, and healthcare, and also introduction to cutting-edge digital technologies and novel business models that benefit the firms. It also helps continuous innovation and strategic planning. Startups should be guided in partnering with right stockholders and government to sensitize citizens on the legal way of establishing and running business. And this can only happen when each and every government will have a startup bill or a startup act that can govern this separately than the normal business, the one that we have in Tunisia, Kenya, and Senegal. Now, these are also certain very perennial problems that startups face. Lackluster product. Your product may be a good idea at one time, but you know there's always someone who can better it at any time in today's technological-driven world. Lack of vision. Lack of vision is probably because you don't have a solid business plan that can test the time. Lack of growth. Probably you don't have a proper expansion plan, and could be also because you don't have investors to support you. Again, you have to also remember, in a perfect competition, it's a crowded marketplace. Your product will also resemble someone else's product. So the competition heats up. So you have to be different and better than your competitor. Again, one of the biggest challenges, and this is not only startups, but also the government as far as business, dearth of research and limited development budget. It's always been seen that budget allocated for research and development in most organizations are very limited. But the companies which have a high budget allocated for research and development are the ones which are really doing well. Look at any successful edge tech companies, for example, Byju's in India, or companies that you have in Taiwan. They have a solid budget that has been allocated for research and development. Next slide, please. Now, as I'm winding up, I'm a firm believer, and I've been one of the person who have been part of the startup journey of most organizations in Republic of Kenya. I would urge, let's embrace change. Let's embrace startup. Let's provide all guidance and support for a startup to be successful. Not necessarily all idea a good idea, but I always believe every idea should be given a proper chance for them to exhibit and thrive. That's what I would say, and I believe in, and I'm sure in partnership with the Taiwan TITRA and the government of Taiwan, we would work together strongly to ensure that we build the startup journey in this country. Next slide, please. This is my second last slide, so I would once again urge, let's join hands and work together to support our startup sustainability. As it is said, great things in business are never done by one person. They are done by a team of people. And I know, and I've been a witness, that Taiwan has a very excellent ecosystem as far as startups are concerned. You have a mature startup program in place. That's what I gathered through my readings as well as in my previous engagements. I would urge that you set up a base here, support the Chamber of Commerce, support Kenya as a government, so that we have a very effective startup ecosystem put in place. Next slide, please. With this, I want to thank each and everyone for listening to my presentation, and I'm sure that mutually working together, we can make the startups a great success. Asante sana, thank you very much.
谢谢 Mr. Pravin Eazhawa 的演说。接下来是摩洛哥汽车零配件的专题演讲。该演讲是法文发音，没有字幕的。若有需要的厂商，可到后面租借口译机。让我们有请 Mr. Eazhawa Nordin, CEO of SCAPIR.
Bon, SCAPIR, c'est une société fondée en 1983. Il a démarré avec 4 personnes en 1983. Aujourd'hui, on est dans les 76 personnes. On est spécialisé dans l'importation et distribution des pièces à travers tous les pays du Maroc. On couvre tout le Maroc. Ils ont les meilleures cartes compris de l'Union comme Bosch, Malais, ZF, Luc. On fait tous les produits. On a travaillé avec Taïwan il y a 25 ans, 30 ans, par un exportateur. Et depuis, on voit qu'il avait des problèmes, et après on a cherché, on a arrêté. Quand on travaille avec la Chine, à ce moment-là, on fait des affaires pas mal avec la Chine. Et le problème qu'il y a, c'est le COC. Maintenant, les Chinois, ils sont pas encore capables d'avoir cette certification dans un temps normal. Ça prend beaucoup de temps. Mais je suis toujours ouvert si je peux trouver des fournisseurs taïwanais et surtout en radiateur, en radiateur en aluminium. Si vraiment il y a un fournisseur taïwanais, vous pouvez me mettre en contact avec pour les radiateurs, ça m'intéresse tellement. Et autre chose, les accessoires pour les voitures, tout ce que je peux acheter de Taïwan. Bon, les produits fabriqués au Maroc, il n'y en a pas tellement. Il y a les batteries qui sont fabriquées là, il y a les filtres, pas toute la gamme, il y a quelques filtres de gasoil et de filtres à air qui sont fabriqués ici, il y a les plaquettes de frein qui sont fabriquées ici. C'est tout, je crois, il n'y a pas grand-chose, tout est importé ici. Et fabriqué ici, il n'y a pas grand-chose. Il n'y a pas grand-chose. Maintenant, la seule chose qu'il faut penser pour les années qui arrivent, maintenant on a commencé à voir de la voiture électrique qui a déjà commencé à être vendue. Bon, aujourd'hui, il a commencé gentiment, mais dans les années qui arrivent, on ne sait pas ce que ça va donner. Maintenant, on a vu des voitures électriques qui circulent, et quand tu vois une voiture électrique qui circule, il y a beaucoup de pièces détachées qui ne sont pas là. Non, tu sais, pour faire de la pièce détachée, il y a pièce détachée. Nous, on est des grands spécialistes de la pièce moteur. Et on fait tous les moteurs qui existent au Maroc. Et nous, on est connus sur le Maroc qu'on répond presque à 95% des besoins. Pour ces références-là, on est obligé de les avoir parce que sinon, on ne peut pas être parmi les meilleurs ou les meilleurs. On a 9 commerciaux qui sont installés dans les grandes villes du Maroc. On visite tous les clients une fois par mois pour voir les problèmes, pour écouter, pour. Mais on est obligé d'avoir ce nombre de refs. Et ça augmente. Tous les mois, ça augmente. Rien qu'avec Bosch, on a démarré il y a 6 ans. Maintenant, nous sommes presque à 24 000 références en stock. Chose qu'on n'a jamais rêvé d'avoir. Mais moi, je dis, pour le Taïwan, je sais qu'il y a on peut acheter beaucoup de choses chez eux. Et voilà, il faut uniquement qu'on trouve le contact et ça peut démarrer facilement. Et comme je vous ai dit tout à l'heure, si vous pouvez m'envoyer la liste des fabricants de radiateurs en aluminium, ça peut m'intéresser. On peut démarrer vite. Le succès, parce qu'on avait beaucoup de temps libre en 2019, pendant le Covid, on a commencé à chercher, on travaille beaucoup moins, on a cherché et on a suivi la demande. On essaie de ne pas dire non. Parce qu'au Maroc, il y a beaucoup de ventes surprises. Et on a essayé d'être un peu plus agressif sur nos commandes. Et on a risqué, et grâce à Dieu, ça a très très bien marché. Ça a très bien marché. Moi, je ne rêvais pas de faire ce que j'ai fait, mais il a été fait par de la demande. Il y avait beaucoup de demandes. Peut-être les concurrents, ils étaient peureux. Ils n'ont pas tellement commandé assez comme nous, mais le résultat est là. Cette année-là, il est meilleur. Espérons l'année prochaine, Inch'Allah. Bon, les fournisseurs taïwanais ou autres même, parce que d'abord, il faut connaître avec qui travailler d'abord. C'est la première des choses. Et il faut faire une qualité acceptable, je ne dis pas meilleure, une qualité acceptable de tous les produits. Et il faut que que le Taïwanais sache qu'avant l'expédition de chaque produit du Taïwan, il faut un certificat de conformité par les grandes les grandes cabinets de contrôle, comme Veritas, comme autres, A+, comme. S'il n'y a pas de certificat de conformité, ils ne peuvent pas expédier. Ils peuvent expédier, mais au port de Casablanca, il va être bloqué. Là. Il n'y aura pas de. Non, tu seras exonéré d'impôts pendant 4 ans, 5 ans. Même moi, si jamais je trouve quelqu'un, quand je démarre, il y a beaucoup. Bon, l'État, il aide beaucoup maintenant pour essayer de faire ça. Vous savez, au Maroc, maintenant, il y a beaucoup de. Il y a Renault qui est au Maroc qui cartonne, qui ne s'arrête pas de travailler. Il y a pas mal de choses, il y a pas mal de fabricants qui sont installés au Maroc. Hein. Non, on a le marché local, il faut le gérer spécialement, mais l'export, il faut le gérer à part. Mais il y a beaucoup de choses à faire au Maroc pour une fabrication de n'importe quoi dans la pièce détachée automobile. Il ne faut pas envisager que le Maroc, il faut envisager l'Afrique. S'il y a vraiment une usine qui va fabriquer peut-être les radiateurs ou des filtres aussi, il fait les choses dans les normes, il va vraiment prendre une grande partie du gâteau sur le marché marocain d'abord. Et après, l'export. Rien que ça, moi, je connais un ami qui fait, maintenant il part à Dubaï pour le salon de Dubaï. Il a commencé à être trop petit pour fabriquer des plaquettes. Maintenant, Masha'Allah, il est en train de grandir de façon très, très, très bien. Non, mais pour les plaquettes de frein, maintenant, il y a des usines. Il faut qu'il y ait un troisième, un quatrième. Il y a de la place pour tout le monde. Hein. Pour les plaquettes de frein, pour des choses un peu plus faciles, pas trop compliquées en technologie, vous avez les plaquettes, vous avez les disques de frein aussi qui ne sont pas fabriqués au Maroc. Jusqu'à ce moment, il n'y a pas de fabricant de disques de frein. Il y a tellement de choses. Les amortisseurs aussi, il n'y a pas de fabricant d'amortisseurs au Maroc. Il n'y a rien pour le moment. Mais il faut faire quelque chose dans les normes, dans une qualité un peu plus acceptable. C'est une cuisine au Maroc, plus l'importation de la Turquie, de l'Allemagne, de tout. Moi, je fais des batteries Bosch. Mais rien que pour les batteries, il y a une opportunité de faire une autre usine de batteries. Les industries, voilà. Et pour faire l'Afrique, vraiment, il faut essayer de... surtout les produits. Nous, on reçoit quelques clients qui nous viennent de la Mauritanie, qui nous viennent du Sénégal, qui nous viennent un peu de toute l'Afrique pour acheter des pièces qu'ils ne trouvent pas ailleurs. Mais vraiment, si quelqu'un s'amuse à faire une usine vraiment bien, rien que pour le Maroc, il démarre déjà avec le Maroc pendant la première année. Et après la deuxième, moi, je connais pas mal de gens à travers l'Afrique.
So fortunately, because we've been controlling the risks and we have been researching into the need of the market. So despite COVID-19, we have been doing pretty well. But the market need in Morocco, just like as I mentioned before, it's been growing really fast, and our sales revenue has surpassed $13 million, and hopefully we'll do better next year. And the suppliers in Taiwan and other enterprises, if we want to actually went into the market in Morocco, we have to find a very reliable business partner. That is the key. If you want to do business in Morocco, you must provide valuable product, reliable product. If you want to enter into the market in Morocco, you have to understand the regulations in Morocco and have to actually have quality control. So if you export your product in Taiwan to Morocco, you have to make sure they're in compliance of the regulations in Morocco. Just like the research, they need certification in order to enter into the market in Morocco. Otherwise, they will be actually stopped and at Mr. F.U.C. Nordin 的演说。
the customs. So that is what we try to do, and we encourage you to come and invest in the market of Morocco. Thank you.
Engineer of CHIPO-M.
I'm happy to be with you and with the Taiwanese companies and Taiwanese people. I like this country very much. I visited Taipei several times, and I was happy to be with the Taiwanese companies. So I have to introduce myself for all. Looking forward the good future and good collaboration between us and the Taiwanese peoples and companies. I'm Hatim Rumi, chairman of M Group. We are working mainly in the renewable energy mega-scale projects, like wind energy projects and solar energy projects, biogas, and we are preparing ourselves to be leaders in the green hydrogen energy. We have a branch in Saudi Arabia and Jordan. We are working also in the LED manufacturing here in Egypt, and we have several partners outside Egypt and also in Taiwan. Now I'll speak with you I'll speak about my project and my dream that I introduced to you, to all of you. I have a small farm in Egypt. This farm is working by the renewable energy, wind and solar and biogas, and it's organic farm, and it contains several buildings. This is environmental building, and it becomes now a research center for all the students and the schools and the university. We are trying to improve ourselves and to make application for the renewable energy, and also application for the scientific research to be applied according to our environmental conditions. So we will start to show you more and more about this project and about the solar energy, how to be used in Egypt and in Africa and in the Middle East, because we are in the same conditions. So I think the technologies that will be suitable for Egypt, it will be suitable for also the Middle East and Africa. And now we will show you some pictures and some ideas that used in this farm. As we see in this slide or picture, we have the solar pump and the vertical axe wind turbine, the horizontal axe wind turbine, and the water desalination unit, and the animals that we have. Also, we have fishing basin. Our aim is to collect the waste that collected from these animals to go to the biogas. The fish waste we are using for fertilizing, so we convert it to organic, and the result was very, very good. We have a lot of research with the agriculture faculty, and they told us the plants that that irrigated by the waste of the fish don't need a lot of best or chemicals to kill the pests. So it was a good idea. And also we have the hybrid system, solar and wind energy, with a small home, a small house for the farmers that are working in this area. We are trying to learn them how to make energy saving. So if he consumed a lot, the battery will be discharged, and now he understood how to deal with the renewable energy, how to make the saving energy. Also the same idea in the biogas. So all of these animals and all of these technologies of the renewable energy and the desalination make a new concept for the peoples that are working in this area. This is normal people, not don't have education to high levels. So we are trying to learn them how to deal with the renewable energy, how to make recycling for everything, and we get a good results from these peoples. So this picture will be shown on larger scale next time, and we will see in the next picture. This is the sources of the renewable energy, how to use it in the isolated areas, how to make your microgrid in your farm, how to use the renewable energy, how to learn people to depend on the energy saving before using the renewable energy, because the initial cost for the renewable energy is very high. So we are trying to learn people how to make energy management, how to make energy saving by easily ways to reach to all the mentalities, to all peoples, all levels of peoples that exist in the community. So they must know how to deal with this. For example, if the farmer have a solar farm Sometimes he told me, no electricity enough. I'm asking him, why? He told me, I don't know. I saw the panels, it's not clean, so you must clean it. Just I told him to make a clean every week. I saw him clean every 2 days. He learned how to deal with this. And also he learned, I told him, you know how much the electricity is produced by these panels? He told me how much. In my house, I'm making this with the cleaners that are working in my house. You know, if you make a clean, you will get more money. So just I told him, you have around 30 or 40 pounds if you make a clean. You will get it more in the electricity production. I saw him to be interested, and usually he is saying to clean. He is usually try to make reducing for the energy. The light is not needing the other operators to be worked just only when he needed, and this is the mentality that I want to make it in all people. This is the solar pump. We have several solar pumps in Egypt, and in my farm I have two. I'm trying to change the inverters to make a study how this inverters is working. I'm trying to have a scientific data to be available for all the students in the postgraduate to use it, and I'm trying to learn another concept, how to save water. It's very, very important to show it to them. So I have sensors in the log and the well with the solar pump. The laborers now that are working in my farm, every day at the daylight finished, he saw the underground table was at, say, 10 meters. Next morning, he see, oh, now it becomes 9 meters. So the well is renewable, and I get one meter water. So if he has any decreasing in the underground table, he will stay. Oh, we have a problem, so we must make a saving. So we will exchange the irrigation systems, or we must have a planet to have a little water consuming. This is my concept. And also we have another solar 15 kilowatt on grid system. We are trying to show it to the community how it's used, and usually they are trying to calculate the consumption per day. Oh, this is how much the inverter give me, 9 kilowatt. Oh, and the load is 8. Oh, that's good. I have one more, so it will be converted to the grid. Oh, the panels is not cleaning, or if he has any problems. Usually they are trying to keep everything because they have the knowledge how to deal with this, and what about the benefits of these solar farms, how to keep the energy. So it gives the community another concept, how to deal with the renewable energy, how to deal with the water for irrigation. And nowadays we are trying to learn the other peoples in the desert and the farmers that are working in Egypt, another concepts by using the hydrogel. This is a new material used for keeping water. It makes a water storage. So if you in this area, usually we make irrigation every day because it's very loose, sandy. By using the hydrogel, I need the water only every three days to have the irrigation. So we will make saving around 66% saving of the water. The water saving mean energy saving. And in this area, we are using the renewable energy. The initial cost is very high. So just I make saving, for example, 50%, then the pump will be, it was 100 horsepower, it becomes 50 horsepower. And if he is consuming 1,000 cubic meter per day, he will convert it to 500 cubic meter per day. And the solar panels, for example, it was 100 kilowatt, it will become 50 kilowatt. And the cost per kilowatt is around 10,000 Egyptian pound or $800 US. So if he make a comparison between the hydrogen and the cost that he will decrease it from the cost of the solar pump, it will be around 1%. The cost of hydrogen is 1% of the solar panels that I said. These concepts must be spread for all areas, especially in the desert area. How to save water, and the saving of water is means saving of energy. This is a very important concept we must learn to all the farmers and the laborers that are working in these areas. This is the cleaning of the panels and how they deal with it, because sometimes he asking, oh, the quantity of the water from the solar pump is very low. I told him, you know why? He answered me, I know, I must clean the panels. And nowadays, he learned how to deal with this, how to increase the quantity of water by small ways, but by easy ways. This is a solar pump. We have several solar pumps, as I told you, in our farm. The solar pump, to get the water from the well by the solar energy and send it to fish basin. We have these fish basins at high level. It's elevated. This is to avoid the energy or to make energy saving. So just as the water is sent from the solar pump to the fish basin, it will be used for the irrigation directly by the gravity. And it will contain the waste that is coming from the fish to be used as a fertilizer, because as I told you, I'm trying to make everything is organic. And also we have some water to go to the desalination unit. We have a water desalination unit because the salinity is high. It may exceed 3,000 and sometimes reach to 6,000 parts per million in this water. It's not suitable for the vegetables and fruits plants. So we are make the desalination for the vegetables that we are eat on the farm and for the fruits that used for our food, because we have these fruits and vegetables only for the community using. I'm trying to make everything from my farm. We are mainly concerned on mango and olives, but I told the workers that are working, you must produce the vegetables and the fruits that you are need. You must try to minimize your needs from outside. You are trying to depend on yourself to produce most of your feeds. This is a desalination unit, as I told you. It's 10 cubic meter per day. This is a biogas unit. This is a very, very important concept, must be spread in Africa, in Egypt, in the developed countries, because we are not dealing correctly with the waste of the animals. I visit several countries all over the world, how to use this waste to prevent the pollution for keeping clean environment. You are using the waste for producing the methane gas and for producing the compost. The compost is used as a fertilizer for the soil. It's very clean, no virus, no bacteria, and also easy to absorb by the planet because it stayed for several days at high pressure and high temperature. So it gives improvement for the planet within 2 or 3 days. And also we are trying to use the nitrogen and phosphate, how to make it contain the content of this compost high in nitrogen sometimes, according to the planet, or high phosphatic content according to our need. And the methane that will produce, we use it directly for heating of the chicken farm, for heating of the water, for cooking, for several purposes, before converting it to electricity to avoid the losses. So sometimes we use it directly, the methane gas directly, and the residual methane will be worked for generators. We have already these generators to depend on the methane gas produced from the animal waste, so no need for electricity. And also the farmers and the workers will know what they are doing, will know what about the benefits of this waste. And also at the same time, no accumulation for this waste. Usually we are make accumulation in around the cow farms, and this will be get more smiles, very bad smiles, and more insects and others. So we must use it to have a clean environment. Also, we have this hybrid system to depends on the wind and the solar to show it for the students, and this is used for house to supply a small house by the electricity generated from the wind and the solar. This also is using for training and make sense for the engineers how to use this for the lifetime of the batteries, because the cycling of the batteries will be decreased. The charging and discharge will be decreased because you have charging at the night from the wind and in the daylight from the solar, how to use little batteries and how to make the lifetime for the batteries is higher. This is vertical axe wind turbine. We share this the manufacturing of this wind turbine with private university here in Egypt, the British University, and the capacity is 5 kilowatt. This is to study how to work in the farm and how to increase the resources. We have the solar energy, and we have several items or several kinds of the windmills. It's working with the other renewable energy supplies, and we're trying to make some components from Egypt to be used for training and to learn the student how to get the technology from the other countries and how to choose the suitable technology according to your environment. We are working in the future for the geothermal energy and the hydrogen energy, and how to produce the green hydrogen energy. And also we will have another source for to have elevated tank to make a storage, to use the solar pump with the hydro energy unit, to have all the renewable energy unit in this place, to be a research center to help the peoples in Egypt and in the Arabian countries and also in Africa, how to come to us to learn how to deal with the renewable energy applications, because most of our countries depends on learning of the renewable energy. Our aim is not only to learn the renewable energy, we must learn the application of the renewable energy and how to make it suitable to our needs or our environmental. This is our aim, and we hope to make a spread for our ideas to be available for all the peoples in the developed countries in North Africa, in the Middle East, and in all Africas, to help all the peoples to deal with the nature, to deal with the future, to depend on themselves, how to help others, and how to make collaboration with the developed countries and with the technologies from all over the world. We hope to deal with you and with the other countries. We hope to make spread for all the peoples all over the world, how to collaborate with us, how to make a win-win situation, how to make the poor countries to reach to the high level of comfortable life, or to learn them how to make a good style of life depending on the nature of these countries. Thank you very much, and I'm happy to be with you. I'm happy to collaborate with all at any time. Thank you very much for all. Bye-bye.
谢谢 Mr. Hatim Al-Romi。最后是阿尔及利亚医疗器材的专题演讲，让我们有请 Mr. Belbgra Mohammed, CEO of
Mohammed, CEO of Expansement from Algeria. Hello everyone, we are Expansament, the Algerian medical device supplier and also agent. We want to give our clients the best products. During one exhibition in Dubai, we met the CEO of Bionai from Taichung, Taiwan. And that very meeting really was a beginning of our partnership, our win-win relationship between Bionai and also Expansament. In the beginning, we tried to import, distribute, market, and also sell CKD of blood glucose testings, but also with the changes with Algerian import policies, CKDs are not allowed anymore, so we try to import SKDs from Taiwan. We have to abide by the policies of the government. We imported the materials and also technologies from Bionai. Here, I would like to thank our partner from Taiwan, Bionai. From 2019, we tried to transform our company, and Bionai, almost every single month, they sent their quality control and also engineers to Algeria to train local workers. Also, we sent our workers and also engineers to Taiwan to learn the latest technology. Thanks to the assistance of our Taiwanese partner, we are actually taking our company to the next level, and we are learning. Until today, Bionai is still working very closely with us to make sure that we are producing products with great quality. And now the second generation of Bionai is taking over the operation of a company, and they find it very comfortable to work with our partners from Bionai of Taiwan. Expansament is committed to providing the high quality and also reliable products to the patients and also to the customers in Algeria. Africa is not a fully developed market, but it's growing very fast, and Algeria could be the gate for you to enter the market of Africa. And here I would like to thank our Taiwanese partner for its assistance in terms of technological support. Thank you so much for working with us. And we are different from other exporters. Expensimet is doing market research, and we want to sell the right products to the right place, to the right patients. In order to enhance our competitiveness, Expensimet would like to work with more high-quality Taiwanese partners, medical device suppliers. If you have very good products, if you have very good product lines, you are 100% welcome by Expensimet. I believe we can work together and usher in a very prosperous future. We can help each other. I can help you find your market and customers in Nigeria and take it even further to other African countries and also markets. That's what we can do. And you can also do the same for Expensimet in Asia. So this is definitely a win-win situation. And through the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, I believe that Biodyne and Expensimet can take our cooperative relationship to a different level. I believe that more Taiwanese biotech companies will also come to Africa and work with partners like Expensimet. And I have to say that the partnership between Expensimet and Biodyne really is a very sincere, very honest, and also mutually beneficial relationship. I look forward to more working relationships like that. And due to the agreement, for now, we are bringing more products from Taiwan to meet the needs of the local market in Africa. Africa is not a very rich place. The average consuming power is lower than that of the European markets. That's why we are slowing down the speed for the price to go up for African diabetes patients, to grant them more access to our products. We try to produce the products locally in Africa so that we can provide African diabetes patients with reasonable prices for them to buy the products. That's what we want to do here. And my suggestion for the government of Algeria and also Taiwan really is to give more support to the companies. Maybe Taiwanese companies can grant Algerian workers business visas with multiple entries every year. That would be very good for our future relationship. And Algerians and also Africans, due to their not very good dietary habits, they are having a lot of sugar taken, so that we have a very high percentage of diabetes patients out of the total population in Nigeria. We have nearly 13 million people who have diabetes in Algeria. So that really is a challenge, and we really want to help them deal with the disease. So that's why we want to have more partners from Taiwan to help us with developing new solutions and also new technologies, new products, so that we can better deal with diabetes and help more patients out of the predicament. And with the free trade area, we believe Algeria and also African countries can provide you more favorable policies. So as a importer and also supplier and medical device in Algeria, Expensimet is looking forward to working with more partners from Taiwan with our free trade agreement, with the investment environment in Algeria. We can help you come to Algeria and also to Africa. We sincerely invite you to pay a visit to Algeria. we will definitely make you feel like home in Algeria. I look forward to seeing all of you. Viva friendship for Algeria and also Taiwan.
Mr. Belgar Mohammed.
Thank you very much
2021
to
台非
the
企业论坛到
CEO
这边告一
of
段落，
Expansimet,
感谢您的参与。
Muhammad.
欢迎大家扫描荧幕
From
上的
Algeria,
QR code，
Thank
填
you
写
once
问
again for
卷，
your
出示问
participation.
卷
Our
的结果
forum
页，
is
换取限量的
coming
会
to
议
an
茶点
end.
以及
Please
小
help.
纪念品。最后也请大家记得归还您手上的口译机，并领回您的证件。祝您有个愉快的一天，谢谢。